Greetings. Hope you're having a good day thus far. My name's Andrew, and welcome to the start of my channel, titled Prince Among Kings. I have been using this account to write roleplay sorts of things under the XCOM videos of Christopher Odd. Since his latest campaign has ended, myself and the fellow the idea was floated on the online community of the roleplayers of Christopher Odd's videos to have a campaign of our own to roleplay off of. And, well, I've recently acquired the means to be able to record myself without static. Well, not that much static anyways. And my computer is in pretty good shape to be able to run with an exorbitant amount of mods and difficulty things and what have you. So I felt, hey, why not? So here we go. There are a couple of characters for sure that have been submitted by the community at large. Hopefully we can get more submissions such that we can fill up the character pool. Right now there are soldiers from each of the classes that will be employed for this playthrough, along with a couple others from said submitted characters. There are many mods I've incorporated in this. The mod list is in the description below, as will be the link to the combined document with all of the potential logs that people will write for the whole role-playing stuff. Typically, if you're unfamiliar with this, typically the format is you will write a log for every episode, or write a log for every episode that your soldier appears in, or something of that nature. If you're unfamiliar with any of that and are just clicking around XCOM videos and find me, well then, thanks for sticking around until this point, and I hope you'll stick around further. Anywho, let's get this started with making the game. Game will be on Legends. For difficulty's sake, we will reduce that. And here we go. Additional modifiers. The first modifier that will be enabled is Grim Horizon, request from the community, such that all the effects from dark events will be permanent. I have not played with this on. I've watched Christopher Odd do it in his latest campaign, and it seems like a very interesting thing to do. Very stressful as well, but oh well. Second thing that will be enabled is Not Created Equally. I really enjoy using this mod, mainly because I like having my soldiers be unique in all their certain different ways. It's very unfortunate to say get a sniper that has very poor aim, but we can work around this. And the third modifier from a prior game that I've added is Red Fog. We don't see it here, but essentially what it does, if you're unfamiliar, is that it will reduce the combat effectiveness of injured units, which I feel is a pretty fair thing. It will be interesting to play with as well. We will be doing an Honest Man playthrough. I have no ability to save scum, but I do not want to enable Iron Man, mainly because I'm running like 140 some mods. Half of them are probably bug fixes, but I'd rather not encounter difficulties like Christopher Odd did on his latest campaign, which unfortunately was cut short. Anywho, we will be integrating the DLC. I have both of them, both of these anyways. Yes, there will be Sparks, and yes, there will be Alien Hunter, well, the Hunters and whatnot, and whatever you call them, I'm forgetting. The Rulers. There you go. Alien Rulers. They'll be fun to deal with. Yes, and we'll be discussing mods as they come up. Additional gameplay mods as they come up. So, without further ado, as this Advent person walks off into the distance and one of our soldiers looks on, let's get this started.
Accessing the feed now.
We don't need to see this. This is essentially detailing how a Resistance faction recovered the commander, in other words, me. Very, very nice. Glorious, glorious propaganda. Yes, yes, yes. Excitement continues to build. Oh dear, we do not need to hear any of that. And soon, Central Officer Bradford shall tell our first wave of people what on earth they're doing. Board the Sky Ranger with Firebrand presiding. Thank you so much for all of your service and continued service. Let's hear it. I heard the little tinkly sounds. Come on, Bradford. Bladford. Ugh. You can probably guarantee that I'll mispronounce that at least a couple of times.
The rest of the Advent administration learned that we can hit them where it hurts. So we're moving into the city center to strike a high-profile target. Deploy and approach the designated position. Neutralize any hostile contacts and secure the site.
Got it. And in the field, we shall be meeting the first 5. Yes, this is the first mod which will be coming into effect. A squad size modifier 1, which will... I've started out at 5, considering how difficult this will be. I've included many different enemy mods that will make this difficult. Thus, I wanted 5 at the start. Now, we can meet our first soldiers.
Menace 1-5. We have a fix on the target. Move to place the X4 charges at the designated position.
Coming in with 13 mobility, 4 health, and 63 aim, we have Snow Leopard. Excellent. Well, the aim could use a bit work. It's slightly below average, but we can work with it. Second soldier is Lena Terabyte Schultz with a very good amount of aim. Not a lot of mobility and 5 health. Let's see. Her hack is at a +5. She has +9 defense and +5% dodge. Wow. Someone has been going to the training facilities quite often. Next one is a Red Devil. Unfortunately, your aim is a bit low, but at least you're pretty tanky and you have good mobility. Very, very nice. Rounding off our normal XCOM operatives is Brimstone with, unfortunately, below average ammo. There is aim again, but quite nice health, and the mobility can't hurt at all. Finally, our faction soldier, Blood Cloud. Now, with very good aim, best aim of the bunch, limited mobility, and pretty tanky. Now, you'll notice he is not a normal skirmisher. That's because I've included a mod which adds in new faction classes. So thus, he has grenades, and he's an explosives expert. Very, very nice indeed. Okay, now, let's check this. Okay, so objective is over there. Enemies will probably be around here, and we have some high ground right here. I think we should make use of it. So, starting this off here. Okay, where is the nearest place that we can actually get up? Not around here. So, we're going to have to move up and use this pipe to get up to this bit of high ground. Should be able to fit 8 people in there. Should be nice. Alright, so Lena, let's move on. Alright, no one there. This is good. Let's tuck you in here. Oh, okay. Well, the first plan has been dashed to the rocks below, because here we have a bunch of civilians. That's unfortunate. So, our options would be to round around here. I don't like that. So thus, we're going to have to attack them directly. Something I don't necessarily want to do, but is a necessity. Now, alright, so Brimstone, let's move out with you. Oh.
These guys make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've dealt with. They're disciplined and well-equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
Yep, Advent soldiers. Yeah, we're going to have to move him a bit closer. If they move this direction, it'll most likely spot him if he was here. I'd prefer that not occur, and I'd prefer to get Lena over as soon as possible. Alright. Jill? Let's move you here, because if they move up, I don't think that you'll be in such a bad position.
Executing.
Excellent. Alright, Blood Cloud. Let's... Again, I'm moving people where I said that I wouldn't, but yeah, he can be a bit back. Let's move. Yeah, let's put you here. And finally, Elise, let us get you. Wait a minute, what's your aim like? Your aim was 63, if I recall correctly. Let's get you next to David, not John. David, let's put you into Overwatch, just on the off chance they move. Nope. Well, they're moving, but not in the direction that we would appreciate them to move, which would be slightly towards us. Alright. Alright, let's take this turn to get Lena back to the group. Unfortunately, her mobility is a bit less than usual. Yes, her mobility is at 11. Let's move you over here. Alright, Elise. Yep, let's move you here. What's your shot like? It's not that great.
On the move.
Alright. Let's move you there. David, let's get you over here.
I'll take your lead, sir.
Yep, I hope you do. And finally, Blood Cloud, let's get you right here. Okay. And they're moving away from us. This is great. Although, it is opening up another area of high ground, which could actually be useful. Yeah, we can't necessarily get up there. And the main... I have a feeling that there's civilians over there. And unfortunately, I don't think that we'll be able to get up to the high ground right there. Ugh. This is great, because the longer I wait, the more closely packed Advent will become, and thus the more enemies that I'll actually have to face, which is very inconvenient. And again, over here, I won't be able to get up to the top of this building. Unfortunate. Alright, what's the play here? I think the play is...
I'm reading you.
Get some good cover. And Overwatch. Get some... Actually, let's move you here first, just to make sure that there isn't anyone inside the building. There is not. Let's move you over here. Diddly-diddly-dee. Okay. You're probably going to want to be a bit closer. Granted, Brimstone will as well. Probably should move Snow Leopard first. I mean, I could move you here, but that would be bad, so let's move you right there. We indeed. Okay. Lena, let's get you over here.
Okay, bin unterwegs.
Yeah, half cover isn't the best, but it will have to do right now until we can move up, potentially. Assume better cover. Okay. Alright. I think I would like to engage here. So, I think the plan should be... Joe, what's your aim like? Your aim is at 59. I can't really move you any further. I think the play here will be for David to throw out his grenade. And potentially to leave a couple people, like, say, Blood Cloud, or, say, Jill, to be able to clean up afterwards. Because, okay, so Jill can only see over there. David has most view of all of them. Yeah, Blood Cloud is like that. So where could they move? They could move there, 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 there. Which would be where they could actually assume decent cover. So, I could set up one of those Overwatch traps. I think that might be just the thing to do with our better aim people. Actually, you know what?
Don't you hate it when your trigger finger gets all itchy?
Well, guess what? You'll be able to release the itch very soon. I eat now. Let's set this off. David, blow him up. Ah, yes. One killed outright. We have 2 remaining ones.
Got trouble.
Let's take him out. Yes! Yes! Excellent. Okay, yes, we do have dynamic pod activation, so thus they will be moving forward. I don't know if they're within sight of us, or if like next turn they'll be able to actually do anything, but
Although they bear some resemblance to the sectoids.
Let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so
they are stronger than ever.
Good thing is they can see. Okay, that is so dirty. Okay, Let's see. If I shuffle Lena over here, that would probably be really good. Let's see. If I shuffle Lena over here... Okay. Yeah, it would be cool if I could get a flanking shot onto here. Let's see. Yeah. I would need to move Blood Cloud here a bit forward, possibly to this position, which I'd rather not. Brimstone. I could pull him back because he would most likely get marked by the officer. Yeah, here's the problem. There are so many enemies around. It would be really neat to be able to catch both of these guys in a grenade shot. However, as we can see here, his range is a bit limited, and the best places where I could put him to be able to launch that grenade would be in half cover. Granted, he is a bit tanky. Yeah, okay, so, let's see. Alright, as planned. Let's move you over here. You have bad shots, so I'll
ready for combat.
Overwatch you. 07 indeed. Let's move Blood Cloud here. Can we get that grenade shot of my dreams? No, we can't. That is very unfortunate. Yeah, we can only hit that guy. Darn it. Okay. Plans are
Loud and clear.
not coming to fruition. Left and right. Terabyte, can we get a shot for you? Yes, we can. Can you shoot it? Yes, you can, but you cannot hit it. That's unfortunate. Okay, Jill, you will not be able... You apparently do not see them because of the full cover. Let's put you into Overwatch because they'll have to advance. And... yeah, I've only moved you once. Let's put you into Overwatch again. They're going to have to come to us. So I feel that being in Overwatch right now is fine. Ooh, they are clumps. Man, okay. I don't think that the Advent Officer could get into position to be able to frag these guys. But if he is, then that would be really unfortunate. Okay. Alright, missed Overwatch shot. That'll have to improve. That'll also have to improve. Alright, he's tanked all of our Overwatch shots.
Need a little help here.
Okay. A new thing. Advent troopers can shred, and they can also suppress. Okay. At least he didn't try to mind control either of us.
No respite for the dead. The aliens have found a way to mind control them now.
Ooh, okay, 40% chance. Alright. Okay, okay, Jill is the one who's suppressed. Hopefully there aren't any Overwatches. Okay. I have a plan right now, which is to lob a grenade here to destroy the cover. I won't be able to destroy that cover, and there's no way for me to get a grenade in here that would affect both of them, so, yeah. Grenade will occur there. Lena, let's see. Yeah, this is a problem. Okay, Elise. Well, with Elise, what I could do... I could potentially throw grenades to displace this officer and then try to get Lena to clean it up. I don't know how far I could throw it. That's the problem. Or, this could be something for Blood Cloud to do, since he has an extended range. I do need... okay. Any way for me to... yeah. There would be a way for me to lob a grenade into those guys. Which would leave... okay. David will move forward. Elise will move to the side. Yes, she'll be going in, and... okay, we can destroy the cover. That isn't ideal. not ideal in the slightest. And we can't get a grenade in between these two. Yeah, they're separated by 4 tiles. I would need to move up a couple to David's position to be able to actually grenade them. Shoot. Yeah, and her aim is taken out because of that. Okay, well, I'm just going to have to swallow my pride and take out the sectoid first. He's going to be our main issue aside from that officer. We'll have to find ways to eliminate the officer. Because the officer will most likely try to mark one of these guys here, and that will not be fun at all. Alright. David, let's take a shot. Ah, okay. David, let's take a shot at the sectoid. And you hit. Very nice. Sectoid is on 3 health. Elise, can you clean this up? Yes, you can, and it's a crit, and we have some loot remaining. Very nice. No more zombies. And we have 2 other people who can potentially do something. The officer... Okay. This may seem a bit dumb, but hear me out on this. Doing this will destroy the officer's cover. It won't damage him, which is unfortunate, but we'll be able to follow up on him in due time. Assuming that we can get damage on him. And this is the best thing that Jill can do since she's suppressed. So let's do it.
Is that a nuclear launch I detect? Or
No,
are you glad to see me?
it's not a nuclear launch, but it will get the officer out of cover, which is a very important thing. So, Terabyte. Okay, there's the other Advent guy. Okay. Alright. Can we get a hit and possibly a crit? We can get a hit, but not a crit. Alright. Okay, burning, that's good. Marks, that's not good. Okay, suppressing. Taking a normal shot with a 0% chance to hit because... Okay. We have 2 cases of suppression. This isn't all bad. I know it looks a bit bleak because of all the gunfire going on, but... Okay, so the officer will lose some health. Yeah, okay, so... My plan right now is to... Okay, so... Alright. Yeah. I think the main... Wait a minute, is he suppressed? Yes, he is suppressed. Okay. Okay, so he can get off a grenade that can take off this suppression. Okay, Terabyte and Devil. Alright. Devil, let's move you into half cover here. And probably take your best percentage shot. Okay, so that's 72. That's 61. Let's see about... Yeah. Let's have you take this as 72. Hopefully you'll hit. Yes, you did. Excellent.
Bye-bye.
Good job, Jill. Bye-bye indeed. Alright. Lena, let's move you over here. And let's get your shot on him. Excellent. Crit. Yes, very much so. Okay, so the person who's... He is on her. Okay, let's take off this Overwatch here. Well, this suppression anyways. That took off 3 that took off 3 HP, that's good. Yeah. So, Jill has a grenade. Sadly, Brimstone does not, and they are both in full cover. This is problematic. in the extreme. Ooh. Wacky plan. I'm thinking of moving Brimstone over here. Such that on the subsequent turn, he'll be able to flank this Advent Trooper.
On it.
Or at least get close enough such that he can have a decent shot on him. Second thing we do, with Snow Leopard, we take the time to injure this Advent guy. Because there isn't that much cover that we'll be able to destroy that they'll be in. Yeah, he'll have to reload because of the suppressions. He will miss because his aim is quite bad because he was injured. And he will also miss. Excellent.
Their weapon systems are substantially inferior to ours.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. You can still take a decent amount of hits from that. Okay, so we'll have one flanking shot. Who is it on? It's a 55% chance on that guy. And you'll get it! Yes!
Hostile taken out.
RN, Jesus, is definitely in my favor. Okay. Lena can come in here with guaranteed damage. He's gonna have to reload soon as well. Let's move Lena over here to full cover to be able to get that sort of shot off. Okay, let's snag the loot here and then retreat back to full cover. Lyrium core, that will be useful. You got an Lyrium core and a bit of supplies. Elise. Alright, let's get you back. Yeah. A matter of some concern for me right now is David. Granted, he is pretty tanky, but that Advent Trooper will be able to get off a shot into low cover, and he'll have less of a penalty because of it. Let's take the shot. Why not? And we'll miss.
It was my fault.
A bit, yes. All right. Let's see. Jill.
Be right there.
You get you here. And let's just get you up. Yes, we'll close in on this hapless Advent Trooper. You'll assume high cover, and he'll reload. Which gives us...
Ich koche hier schon.
Not to worry, because...
Wechsle Position.
with the help of Ambassador Pineapple Grenade, that is,
Die ist für dich.
we can send ourselves home. Oof.
The area is secure. We're not picking up any inbound contacts. Scanners are clear. -15, we have a limited window to act before Advent responds. We need to get those charges planted on the double.
Alright,
I'll make it happen.
we were pretty lucky there. We only triggered one group at the start, and then the Advent guys decided largely to suppress us, which allowed us suppress only a few of our soldiers. Had the sectoid tried to mind control someone, that would have been a bit more troublesome. And had they actually decided to take shots, a few may have landed, and that would have been very bad for us.
Back in the fight.
Yep, back in the fight, indeed. And... Jill, let's set that explosive device. Let's get the hell out of here. Firebrand, I hope you're on station.
1-5. Rendezvous at the
What am I
extraction
saying?
point.
Of course you are.
Status confirmed. Squad is clear. Detonating charges.
First mission, complete success. No one got injured. In fact, it is flawless. This comes from soldier development. Periodically, when a soldier does something, they will gain a minor stat bonus. As you saw, after every flawless mission, they will gain +1 will. And also have flawless in general, so we get another Lyrium core, and we get ability points. We're potentially going to be drowning in ability points if I keep having flawless missions and whatnot. thing is, I don't think we'll be getting flawless missions all the time, considering that this is on Legend. You have many enemy mods in. No MOCX, unfortunately. I was a bit scared about using that one, considering the state of Christopher Odd's playthrough. I hear it's fine, but I wanted to get this out here right now, so we won't be playing with MOCX. I'm sorry. So, anywhom, let's confirm. Let's take a mission photo. Actually, no. Let's just go with the debriefing. Lena led the way. All of her shots landed. And she got many of those things. Excellent. Lena, what sort of pose do you want? Be glad she's on our side. That is for certain. You've been immensely useful to the Resistance up until this point, Lena. And hopefully, and I'm sure you'll be even more useful in the days and months and possibly year to come. 1 out of 2. 0 for 1. Still, there's a decent showing for you, Elise. Looking forward to seeing more from you in good time. Let's see. That font is a bit odd. I think that you would appreciate yours a bit more. Yep. Excellent. And Jill, you also made all of your shots. Excellent work indeed. Took her home, she'll take their lives. Yep. That is in keeping with your backstory, which we will see very shortly. Bud Cloud, your grenades were very useful. We could work a bit on landing your shots, but that will happen in good time. Advent will burn. He is the spark. Potentially. He is the spark, or he blends a lot of firepower to start that spark. I think that's pretty encapsulating of you. And Brimstone, still very nice. Missing Overwatch shots. Making your shots, though, that's very useful. I believe I did have you make a shot into high cover, and thus you missed. Advent hate him. Yes, I imagine that they do. Excellent. And Lena, definitely glad that she's on our side. Let us continue back, and we shall see what character classes these guys get in. And it'll be very interesting because
citizens of Advent that our peacekeepers will stop at nothing to prevent further attacks by criminal elements such as the one that occurred today. The elders have total faith in our ability to overcome any and all threats to our peace.
Well, you're gonna have to do a bit better job of that. Successful shot percentage, very nice. Yep, and with this, we shall see what classes they all end up in. Okay, most cohesion between Schultz and Blood Cloud.
Looks to me like it's working out just fine.
I would say so. So, Brimstone. Yes, I'm using the Long War 2 perk pack, in addition to the Valkyrie class mod. I've never used the Long War ones before, so I feel this will be very interesting. He's a genius. Okay, that will be immensely useful. I haven't used this at all. Okay, rockets are more accurate. Well, that'll be very nice. He can either have a flamethrower or a rocket from the onset. Elise Jorgensen shall be our resident ranger, and instead of a sword, she will have a double-barrel shotgun, which will be very, very useful indeed, I imagine. Yeah, she'll be able to fire twice, which will be very nice. Nina, it will be one of our specialists from the onset. She'll be very nice. Under pressure will be very interesting to have. And Jill shall be our first shinobi. Very, very interesting indeed. Okay, Lone Wolf, Ghostwalker, yes. We shall, yep, and she'll be concealed. That's very, very nice indeed. 1 kill, 2, 1, 3, 2, 0. We'll get you some blood cloud, I'm sure of it. 1 Illyrian core was picked up, and also 1 from the flawless mission reward, 5 supplies, and some corpses.
Commander, to the research
Yep,
lab.
let's sign up for some research. Hello, Dr. Teigen. Let's go for modular weapons from the onset.
Find that area of research to be among the
Actually, let's visit Shen. And let's see, with the facilities, a power coil down there, that will be immensely useful. So yeah, building facilities, we have 180 supplies. First thing I'll do is a resistance ring. That'll be immensely useful. That should be
It's still
taking
growing, but I've
24.
made headway interfacing our equipment with the alien technology still embedded.
Yeah,
in
this
our
is on
ship.
Legend. Why is it
Most of the primary
12?
systems are now operating on some combination of our technology and theirs.
That's most
The
odd.
hope is to use the best of both worlds to come up with something new, something the aliens won't expect.
Okay. Oh,
The
yes.
uniform isn't bad considering, but
All right.
sometimes I do miss that damn.
We have
sweater.
something very good here. Mina, Dead Sight, Dujong. I have heard of her long-range capabilities. She'll be our first sharpshooter. And look at that aim. Glorious. Not as good as Lena's from the onset, but this will be immensely useful. And, well, for the purpose of role-playing, we're going to have to see all these characters' bios. So, here we go. Lena, Terabyte, Schultz. Character info and biography. I wrote this one out myself. Country of origin, Germany. Date of birth, November the 29th, 1995. The arrival of the Elders caught Lena while at university in Hamburg. The city was one of the first targeted in the Elders' terror campaign. She was among the few that XCOM managed to extract from the city before it became a blazing ruin. In the years since, Lena has assisted with XCOM's continued survival, mainly through maintaining the gremlins, given her fascination with robotics. Admittedly, she prefers their company to humans, and was quite reserved pre-war. Military life has slowly become the norm for her, whether she liked it or not. Now she has been given an opportunity to put her training to use and fight against the aliens who derailed her life. Yep, I based her design off of a design for a specialist in one of my prior campaigns. It was a German one, and I like the idea of the beret and the black and red armor and the yellow gun. So, Lena, so first on, her hack is at 45, respectable. Second, Elise, Snow Leopard Jorgensen. If it's Jorgensen, I am most sorry. And again, I know that she is Swedish, but I couldn't pass up on using the Tracer voice pack because it does fit. Country of origin, Sweden. Date of birth, May the 16th, 1990. The Resistance sees Elise as a hero, a former officer of Sweden's military that fought off the aliens and now helps train Resistance fighters and coordinate operations. Her glamorous and sunny exterior hides a dark secret, though. She was one of the first dark collaborators who abandoned Advent once she realized the full scale of her betrayal. Elise is well aware that, for her crimes, she may never be forgiven. But all the same, she feels that she owes it to those she betrayed to try. Yep, sunny exterior, Tracer voice pack. Made sense. Anywho, Jill, Red Devil, Hoxton. Thank you, Flash Striker, for submitting this character. Country of origin, the United States. Date of birth, March the 5th, 2006. Even as a young girl, Jill was always more of a tomboy. Whilst other girls her age were playing dress-up and dolls, she was out with her male friends fighting and exploring. Despite how muddy, scarred, and bloody she often ended up, she always had a smile on her face, much to the horror of her parents. This gave her good promise in sports, and she garnered the nickname Red Devil. This name came to be feared and respected by other schools, and as she got older, Advent. Good, physically fit specimens were uncommon. During her college years, she was called to the principal's office, and there met an Advent recruiter. While she was flattered, she denied, having heard a few rumors. After this, her life got a lot more hellish. Bullies sprung up seemingly out of nowhere, her grades dropped, and it all spiraled out downwards. This was all set up by Advent in an attempt to severely reduce her options, and it did. One day, she just snapped. She took a handcrafted knife made by her close friend Luke and ran at an Advent security guard, stabbing straight under his chin. As she left, amidst screams from fellow schoolmates, she said only one thing: "The Red Devil will not stand down!" With a few supplies and a proper weapon, courtesy of Luke and the Resistance, the Red Devil still haunts her town. Some see her as a hero, some a villain, but all of them know when she's been around. Her distinctive slash across the forehead of the leading alien in the patrol is hard to miss. Very, very compelling. You'll make a fine addition to the team. Jill? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but we shall refer to you as Blood Cloud. Dainda? Blood Cloud Alatal. Country of origin, unknown. Date of birth, unknown. Skirmisher operative deemed Blood Cloud is now at your disposal, Commander Custer. He has been on 20 missions, all of which succeeded. His less formal than usual attitude off the battlefield and his peers made him an ideal liaison between our organizations, especially his practice of adorning himself with what are apparently tattoos. Unofficially, I almost feel as though he fancies himself an artist. Officially, his combat skills should more than satisfy your needs, Commander. May he serve you well and to the bitter end. Fox Hollow for 10. Good hunting, Commander. Bedos. Thank you very much, Bedos. Make an excellent addition. Actually, let's see. Okay, standard intelligence. A bit unfortunate. Would have been nice for him to be a savant, but cannot ask for everything. And David Brimstone Lee, rounding out the group that just attempted the first mission, and succeeded, by the way. Country of origin, Australia. Date of birth, October the 29th, 2010. David is a machine, pure and simple. His clarity of thought and speed of action on the field lead men to wonder if he is indeed entirely human. No one dares approach the subject with him, though as his steel-gray eyes, I need to change that, make anyone under his gaze feel uncomfortable. Rumor is, even the commander is a little afraid of him. What? Me? Come on. Obviously I'm not afraid of this person in his death mask and his everything about him. This is an impression the athletic man from Australia chooses to allow. But inside, he is a decent man with a subtle sense of humor and a liking for the ladies. Very nice. Be able to burn many things in the near future, or explode them as the need arises. Now, Mina, Dead Site, Dijon. Country of origin, the Netherlands. Date of birth, July the 2nd, 2005. Mina fought in the Netherlands post-Unity Civil War on the side of the rebels, an effort which ultimately failed, but set back the aliens' years in the region. Her skills and abilities leading rebel bands appealed to extra-national mercenary brokers, who offered her massive business contracts. As the years passed and Advent's dominance grew, Mina's black market contracts grew less lucrative and much more dangerous. I have lost. And more dangerous, and more dangerous. Apologies. She still knows where to find money, though, hence our own contract with her. Well, hopefully you can bring in some extra supplies and do a bit of fighting on the side, Mina. Next one is, I will probably butcher this name as well, so I apologize to any Germans in the audience. Ulrich Boschwit Schmidt. Probably mispronounced that. Oh well. Country of origin, Germany. Date of birth, January the 3rd, 2007. 4 dead and my pulse is still under 80. Not bad for a warm-up. If the term jovial killer were in common parlance, then that would describe Henrik. In the bar, he's a laugh a minute, joking with veterans and rookies alike, loud and rambunctious. But in combat, he's an ice-cold killer, with a deadly aim and a penchant for bagging the creatures that killed his family. Like most XCOM troopers, he's lost someone to the aliens, and is determined to pay it all back with interest. Hopefully, that interest will not dry up, Henrik. Certainly need determined folk like you. Here is another submission from Tommy TTR. Thank you very much. Wyatt Watt O'Reilly. Country of origin, the United Kingdom. Date of birth, July the 7th, 1984. Do you mind, Central?
Even way out in the middle of nowhere.
Thank you for that random bit of information. Anywho, Wyatt had a lot going for him come the 21st century, an apprenticeship with a local electrician company, talent in dance and song, and one town full of friends and family to help him all the way. In the years before the war, Wyatt's small surgical hands helped him quickly become a necessity for the company, with a high paycheck to boot. Some even theorize that because he spends so much time around energy, the sum of it transfers to his own body and becomes his contagious, endlessly energetic personality. Confidential information, recruiter's eyes only. This essentially means that anything below this point will not be known to the fellow role players. Anywho, everything changed when the aliens attacked. The new Lyrium power source left electricians outdated and unemployed. Additionally, Advent saw his talents and deformity as hindering rather than beneficial. Worst of all, most of his loved ones were either killed in the early days of the invasion or usurped into the city centers. Wyatt resorted to a life in the bar, surrounded by shot glasses instead of friends and family. No one knows exactly how he made it to the oil platform now Resistance Haven Ocean's Peak, it being several miles offshore and forgotten over time. Regardless, after he sobered up for the first time in 20 years, he came to realize what had happened. Misspelling from me transcribing things, I apologize. What had happened to the world? He stayed at Ocean's Peak, making himself useful with his skills and wire work, but essentially his much-needed energy and spunk. Soon, the entire haven wore a smile on his face, all day, every day. But alas, the resistance leader knew the same energy was needed elsewhere. And so, Wyatt was sent off to find XCOM, a nest of gritty vengeance, hatred, cutthroat hooligans, and monotonous mercenaries. I feel that you'll find some people fitting those descriptions here, Wyatt, but others who are a bit more jovial, like you. Maybe not as jovial, though. Welcome addition. And yes, I'm searching for a voice pack to encapsulate his constant joyous attitude. Hopefully that will be able to be updated in the near future. Anywho, on to Mike Humbug Mills. I slightly modified his. Country of origin, the United Kingdom. Date of birth, January the 22nd, 1985. An engineering professor in the UK, Mike busied himself with personal projects outside of his allotted work hours. When the aliens invaded, he escorted the students of his class out of the city to safety, but only 3 of the 30 survived the aliens' attacks. Furious at their loss and his own failings, Mike channeled his anger into learning to fight the aliens and perfecting his various helpful devices, including aiding XCOM with developing their arc throwers. Some have said anger also goes into his constant snarkiness and general disdain for the loose military structure of XCOM. Mainly, I wanted an excuse to use a zero punctuation voice pack because it is glorious. Anywho, Mike, welcome to the team. Here is one that I personally made with the biography. Sylvie Archangel Griffin. Country of origin, the United States. Date of birth, June the 6th, 2003. After Advent took over, Sylvie became fascinated with the Elder's promises of gene therapy, and so she pursued medicine in college with the hopes of eventually working for the government. She got her wish, much to her eventual horror. At first it seemed quite harmless, even noble, as she came to spearhead the effort to eliminate dementia. Her team experienced great success and became close to the point that separating any member would be met with fierce resistance, none more than from the Good Doctor. Teams stayed together to combat Parkinson's disease. Sylvie was given her own private lab to complete her experiments, as she gave her co-worker and love, Dr. Branson, the lead on the project. Unbeknownst to her, her fellows were also given private labs and gradually removed. Dr. Branson was sworn to secrecy, which he even kept from Sylvie. When he finally confided the disappearances to Sylvie, her normally serene demeanor turned for the worse. This outburst was recorded, and subsequently the rest were gathered up. Following interrogations to probe the source of this insubordination cost her a foreleg and all knowledge as to the condition of her surviving friends. The local resistance, desperate for someone with medical expertise, conspired to break the law out of detainment, but only succeeded with Dr. Branson and Sylvie. Once freed, the two decided it would be best to separate and part ways after inordinately fiery arguments between the two. She eventually found her way to the Avenger and immediately joined XCOM after seeing the Science Bay. She picked up survival skills while wandering around, thus she has been approved for frontline duties as a special and experimental medical class. Much of the drone's programming was written by her along with Lena Schultz's assistance. She will be our first Valkyrie. As I think that class is just really cool, even though potentially overpowered, but we shall see. Second to last, Tariq Greenhays Garcia. Country of origin, the United States. Date of birth, September the 29th, 1999. Before the Elders arrived, Tariq was taking flying lessons in order to eventually become a crop duster. Growing up in the Midwest around Kansas City, he initially possessed a very pleasant demeanor, natural to people from those parts. After America and the other governments of the world bent their knee, his life slowly spiraled out of control. Advent's control of food production proved to be detrimental to the crop dusting occupation, as wide open fields were allowed to fallow. Instead, Advent turned to hydroponics and the infamous, and still mysterious, Advent burger meat production plants. Out of a job and soon purpose in general, the last straw that Advent could break for him was rescinding all civilian pilot licenses. A few days following that announcement, Tariq exited a local bar and reportedly took off with his training plane, which was to be scuttled later that day. He flew to a nearby haven and eventually made his way to XCOM to apply for the position of pilot. Unfortunately, it has been filled already. Now, though, Tariq has found a new hobby, one that fulfills his burning desire to join the skies once again. And that entails explosions. Lots and lots of explosions. You and Blood Cloud will get along quite nicely, I suspect, Tariq, or the two will become rivals of some sort because both want to explode things larger than the other. Anywhom, on to the last of our initial bunch. Seda, Jackal, Jawahir. I am very sorry if I mispronounced that. Country of origin, Saudi Arabia. Date of birth, November the 23rd, 2001. Seda made her living on the back streets and in the slums of Saudi Arabia as an enforcer for the infamous Black Dragon cartel. She had a particular relish for getting her hands dirty and was deemed the Jackal by Advent for her proclivity to clean off injured Advent patrols that the dragons needed gone. When Advent finally caught up with her employers, she enlisted with the resistance as a simple matter of self-preservation. Now, she does the dirty work on humanity's behalf. Yep, some of it will have to be deemed dirty work, unfortunately. However, I think we're moving for a good purpose. Suppose that maybe makes me an extremist. I'm not sure. Anywho, those are the first number of soldiers. And up here, we can see the distribution of classes. All of these inhabit one of these classes, which is nice. And with the continued introduction of characters, it will either be from submissions by you guys. I will be pinning a comment for people to use to write in a potential bio. The format of country of origin, date of birth, and then description, and ideally physical description at the bottom would be much appreciated if you'd like to submit a character to potentially appear in the game. You may also join the Discord community for role-playing purposes, i.e. talking as your character with others.
Keep an eye on Tigan, but at this point, we need all the help we can get.
Yes, definitely central. Anywho, feel free to join the Discord. I will be including an invitation to it in the link below. It is well moderated and was the Discord that was used for the prior Christopher Odd campaign. So it's quite well developed, and people there are generally nice. So feel free to drop by, maybe to see the role plays if you do not have time to write logs or submit characters or what have you. Anywho, and also with random soldiers that will be appearing, I've installed a mod which adds in a ton of additional biographies. You've seen modified versions of them in the present ones there. So yeah, we'll be having interesting biographies anyways, even if we don't have characters submitted. But submitted characters would be very welcome thing indeed. Alright, let's get to the bridge.
Commander.
Yep. Commander. Alright. First we can get some rookies. Fantastic.
You know them as they were, the soldiers of Advent. Now they are free to choose. If you stay your course, Commander, they will stand with you until the end.
Don't have the ripjack there.
Mankind were once the puppets of Advent.
Ooh, Vulture. That'll be fun. Inside job. I'm forgetting what that one is.
Now,
Improved combat intelligence.
and all who see their bonds broken are driven to fight the elders with a rage that cannot be stopped. By our own hands, we will destroy all that the elders value.
Well said, Betos. Alright, so we'll be able to build faster here. We're starting off in West Asia, which means getting to Europe will be a bit more difficult. Yeah, we'll probably be able to go there, and hopefully from India we can jump over here. And potentially down there. That will be a good place to put a tower. But without further ado, let's scan for some new people. And we will read descriptions of them as they come in. I will be customizing them off camera. But I will definitely appraise you guys of what they look like. Alright. Ooh, okay. Inspired, 4 days. I'll take that. Hopefully we can get a weapon modification thing. Okay, so Artyom Popov and apologies. Bust. Yekaterina Semyonova. I hope I pronounced those correctly. Interesting, using a skirmisher helmet. And Artyom, welcome. Ooh, a soldier. That'll be useful. Let's meet the two people that we have scanned for. Artyom, from Russia. We do not have a voice for you. For now, let's give you one of the Russian packs.
Бегом! Давай, пошел! Вас понял. Выдвигаюсь.
This Russian accent has smoked a pack a day.
Действуем.
Not that one.
Выдвигаюсь.
Мчусь. Есть, выполняю. Координаты принял.
Come on. Is there any voice there? Let's give you this one. Biography. Country of origin, Russia. Date of birth, June the 23rd, 2009. Artyom wanted a better life growing up in Russia, but was never given a chance to improve himself. After seeing XCOM graffiti and messages of hope springing up around the city, he actively sought us out, at great risk to his own life. We have offered to make his dreams of a better tomorrow a reality, if he is willing to fight for them today. Excellent. Welcome, Artyom. You're quite welcome here. And Yekaterina Semyonova. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Alright, and voice will be determined upon here. Country of origin, Ukraine. Date of birth, April the 7th, 2006. Yekaterina had a tough childhood growing up in the dark sewers with only a ruined and devastated city above. She lived in a large resistance hideout hidden from advent scanners by a thick layer of concrete and steel. It was home to only about 60 people at the time she left, but has grown to become one of the main command compounds for the resistance in Ukraine, housing a couple hundred fighters and their families. Thank you for your sacrifice and fighting for us, Yekaterina. Your assistance is very well welcome, and hopefully we can get to your friends in the Ukraine very soon. Now, yeah, for now I'll give you one of the Russian accents until we come up with something better, potentially. Anywho, next mission is probably going to be coming around very soon. Yep. Let's start scanning for the soldier, but I imagine once we get there, we're gonna get a mission. Yep, we only have 80 supplies. Partial problem. And mission! Alright. You'll have to neutralize a field commander. We will be going for an engineer, Andriy Smirnov.
Setting course for West.
All these Russian names, I'm probably going to get them incorrect. I'm very sorry. Okay. So, people with high will, I will take along. People with not so high will, I shall leave for now. Okay, Let's clear the tables. Ideally, I would like to be able to have our best soldiers be able to approach the third mission, which will be when the first chosen comes. So that is definitely of note. Alright, Mina, let's come along. I think we can bring Blood Cloud again, because his will is quite high. I think we can also bring Elise along as well. And will Brimstone be useful when we are in the Resistance Haven? Maybe not. His heavy weapons should be confined away from civilian populaces. Now, okay, so his gauntlet has a rocket launcher and a flamethrower. Immensely useful, sir. And finally, let's bring Archangel out. Why not? So I think grenades all around is probably a good idea. Could very easily make any number of these. I think having frags at the start will probably be the most valuable. We'll be investing in other sorts of grenades later. Alright, I'll leave it off here, folks. First mission, no one injured. Lots of interesting people to potentially roleplay with. Hopefully, anyways. I hope that you enjoyed this first episode. The episodes will be coming out every other day, I feel. I have limited time to record them and subsequently edit them. So one is essentially yeah, that'll be why they'll be spaced out. Maybe I'll be able to be a bit more consistent with them, with being able to do them every day, but I will be able to maintain consistency at least over the once every 2 day margin. So, anywho, hope you enjoyed this. Hope I did all right, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.